trailers way more than I do. So we're going to have a look to see what Dave has in his trailer. This was his trucker's tool shed, that where he kept all his truck parts and grease and oil and all sorts of things for the truck. And it's not in a very organized fashion right now, but we're going to go through it and see what treasures we can find, so we kind of get an idea of kind of how he functioned and how he organized his truck stuff, so to speak. Before we get into the trailer, just want to give you a little bit of background. We bought this trailer new. It's a 2053 foot, and I'm not sure if this one is a high cube or not. It has a transparent roof, and what else can I tell you? Other than that, it's a pretty plain Jane trailer, but again, we've had it since new, and when we took it off the road, we've been using it as a storage trailer. This was Dave's workshop. So what I'm planning to do with the trailer, now that Nick and I have basically cleaned the trailer out, is I'm looking to just have it taken away. Not sure that it could be safetied and roadworthy. It would probably cost a fair bit to do it. That's one of the reasons we parked it, because we needed a storage place for truck parts and a lot of other stuff as well. So that's what we've used it for. So I may have to have it towed away. I'd love to give it away to someone, but they want me, if I'm having it towed to a scrapyard, I have to pay for it. So I'd prefer to give it to someone, but we'll see how that goes. And one thing I didn't mention, that it is a Fruehauf trailer. Now Dave used to say to me that Fruehauf was a great trailer, a lot of hype behind Fruehauf trailers. Not really sure why. If anybody knows, just leave me a note in the comments. So just to clarify, Nick and I have been in here previously. We went through and we took some of the personal items out, and we've taken some extra things out that we took back to our house, and this is more or less what's left. So we're going to go through and see if we can find some treasures here. And just one other thing, when we're finished the trailer, we'll jump cut to back in our garage at home, where we've taken some of the other treasures back at home, and there's some really cool things that I would like to show you. Well, the first and most obvious thing is this generator. I think it's a Honda. No, it's not. It's a Coleman generator. We've had that for a while, and it's as heavy as can be. Ugh. I think it's full of gasoline. And lights, trailer lights. This box is just full of assorted lights, lenses, so on. Grease, methyl hydrators, diesel something, clean flow, keep your engine running smooth, brake fluid, more brake fluid, engine oil, automatic transmission fluid. I don't even know what that is. What do we got here? I have no clue what these are. Maybe somebody would know what these are. Maybe truck parts. Because he kept some of his boat stuff here too. Dave had 3 boats, by the way. Grease guns. Big honkin' grease gun. Wow. And it's a grease gun for sealant, flexible sealant. Mirror brackets, more light bars. Oh boy, CB radios. So that's a boot, I think. Someone could clarify that for me, I think. And a Cobra 29 NW LTD Classic with mic. And there, that is the same. That's the same radio with mic. Now this is old. This must be out of an older truck, but he never threw it out. It's actually a Radio Shack radio with a bunch of parts. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a really primitive old Radio Shack CB and just a whack of yucky old parts in there. Shell Rotella, W1540, T5 Rotella. These are just a few Ziplocs, but I used to tease him about he was the king of Ziplocs, and these were the biggest size, and he had a collection in here all lined up of every size of Ziploc ties that you could imagine, right down to like little itty bitty ones, just about 9 different sizes of these darn things. But he used them for all different sorts of things, to MacGyver things on his truck and on the trailer and so on. Now in here there's some old license plates, but this one is particularly significant. This was when he was, let's see, 16, 14, 17 years old. He and a friend hitchhiked to California, and when they were coming back, they bought an old junker of a car and drove this old junker of a car back from California, and this is the plate that was on the car. There was a whole bucket full of these padlocks. He had padlocks that were brand new, still in the package, of various strengths, sizes, and I think Nick and I counted over 100 packages, and we stopped counting because he always needed locks for various things he kept in the truck or in the trailer, you know, or for gates and all that sort of thing. So, and many of them still in the packages. Tire pumps. Air horn, I think. Just assorted screwdrivers there. And you will think this is pretty cool. Now we used this chain drive wallet in one of our videos because we couldn't find this one. He forgot where it was. And I found it in this chest. And it's a beautiful, well preserved. He had these moisture absorbent thingies in the box to preserve them, so it's in beautiful shape. And in the treasure box too was our wedding announcement. So that's kind of cool. And assorted goodies there. What else have we got here? Clamps. Probably clamps for the exhaust system, I think. You might be able to clarify that for me in the comments. Just more lights, trailer lights, I guess, mostly trailer lights. This is full of jumper cables. Yeah, nothing too exciting except jumper cables. And we'll scoot right back here to a collection of load locks. He kept a lot of load locks. This isn't as many as we once had. I think he probably gave a lot of them to the Lettuce King. But whack of load locks up there. And Nick and I actually took some of the tire chains, those big heavy sucker tire chains, and I believe this is another set of old tire chains. That is so heavy. Oh yeah, it is. There's the cleats on them. But he had the pair that we have at home, or the set rather, is I think in better shape. But Dave basically never threw anything out. He kept it organized and kept it in case he ever needed it. Off an older truck. We bought a lot of our trucks from Premier Peterbilt in Brampton, Ontario. And we bought nothing but glass van Great Dane trailers. So I'm going to move over here. That's got nothing to do with trucking. That's a chainsaw that I moved. So we'll go over here now. This is not how his tool stuff was arranged. Nick and I and my daughter have been through all of this. This was actually, these are keys to truck clubs because he locked the steering wheels on all of our trucks. And these are just assorted. Again, this does not reflect his organizational abilities because everything was nicely organized, but we've been rooting through it, trying to salvage things that we wanted to keep. Oh my God, look at the size of that thing. Whew. Wow. Let's see. Oh, yes. Now this was something he used a lot. This was his polishing kit. All sorts of electrical doodads here, and lots of them. And what is this? 10-quart drain container for changing the oil, maybe? I guess. Or when you have dirty oil, it's a place to dispose of it, perhaps. I don't know. Again, if you can educate me in the comments. And, oh, yes, we can't forget these. Now, if you look at the fifth wheel maintenance video that we did, he had various sets of work overalls, but when we did a video, these were the clean ones that he would come into the trailer, so he didn't look like a grease monkey in the videos, and put on his clean fancy coveralls, as he called them. So that was them. And as he said, every good truck driver needed a good push broom to clean the trailer out when the trailer was offloaded. And these were ramps that we had, and we had a small utility trailer, so when he would move the generator or equipment or machinery into the back of the utility trailer. He had these wonderful ramps that he used a lot, and out of the back of this trailer if he moved stuff out of there. So he had a really great functional shop that he really loved when he worked on the truck, or would come out for the day to putter in the truck and the trailer and clean the truck or fix something on the truck. So he really enjoyed working and organizing his shop and so on. This tarp is, I don't think it's your average tarp. It feels like it weighs about 150 pounds. He used to use it to cover things if he had to leave something he was working on the truck, like uncovered to the weather for a while. He would use this to put over the truck, but I can barely move this darn thing. It's so heavy. Oops. Anyway, we have tons of tarps just like this, but heavy grade tarp. So that's about it for the trailer right now for highlights. So we're going to slip back and jump cut back to our house in the garage, and I'll show you some of the other treasures that Nick and I have brought home over the past few weeks, and we'll take a look at some of those. One thing, actually, found several clubs, truck clubs, in the trailer. I think there were about 8 or 9 of them, all with keys included and so on, because we had more trucks at one time, so he's clearly kept all of these. And there's actually a club on the 2004 Pete sitting out in the yard, and I've got like 100 keys to go through to get that club off the Pete. So that should be a challenge. Now I know it's just a plain ordinary old X-Acto knife, but in the trailer I bet you I found 20 of them of various shapes and sizes in different places in the trailer. It is different little workstations, and we also have one in each, at least one in each vehicle. We've got about 3 in the garage, every cabinet, every closet at home. He just loved X-Acto knives. And of course, trucker's GPS. This is a Garmin. There is a GPS already in the truck. It's a smaller one, so this is a bigger screen that actually isn't even out of the box as of yet. Okay, so this is, I think it's an air compressor, but it's a tire blower upper thingy. I've seen him use it, I think. This is the tool that he used to put air in the tires on the truck. And a large collection of these straps. And I mean a large collection. So this crate is full of these things. Some of them don't even look like they're used. Many were used. Smaller ones for various things. If used it in the firewood trailer. Sometimes I think he just likes strapping things down just because he could use these cool looking straps. But there sure are a lot of them. Holy smokes, look at that. Heavy duty stuff. Anyway, there's tons of these. This is just a cross section of all the straps and so on. And there were a large number, I've just got a couple of them here, but there were a large number of these grease couplers, different sizes. Clearly had a use for a large number of those. And one of his favorite little devices, tools, were bungee cords. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bungee cords, and this is just a small little box of them. All shapes and sizes and lengths and strengths and so on. And extension cords. I've counted 32, 50, and 100 foot extension cords. So that's not including shorter extension cords, 4-footers, 6-footers, 10-footers, and so on. Lots of extension cords. Another thing that I found in the trailer is this old pack of CDs. He actually hung on to his CDs and didn't really get into DVDs in the truck because they would skip when he was driving, and that was really annoying. So he kept the CD player in the truck for quite a while. Let's get maybe a little idea of what he liked. April Wine, which we saw in concert live several times. A little bit of Tom Petty. And the group Toronto, George Thorogood, a little bit of Billy Idol. Whoa, some heavy stuff, some Black Sabbath. Oh, Deep Purple, Alice Cooper, Judas Priest. Okay, let's see, what else we got here? Oh yes, a little bit of Aerosmith, Sammy Hagar, and some duplicates. And a nice little battery charger. This is a fairly new acquisition. We bought in the spring. And he was so thrilled to get this to put his tools in because he could organize everything by slot screwdrivers, I call them star screwdrivers, square heads. Now I've been through here looking for tools and I've mucked it all up, but he had them all nicely organized, hammers and tapes. So he really loved this. This was stepping up in the world for him. Oh yeah, still, you put paper towel underneath them. Guess polishing equipment? Yeah, wrenches, socket wrenches. And this is, what the heck is, I think that's a sander, and that is a Sawzall. That is a Sawzall. Anyway, he thought this was stepping up in the world. Pretty fancy place to store his tools. This is the other bin of tire chains. And pardon me, but I don't know the proper terminology for these, but these are the Duma flickers that hook onto the outside to hold the chains on. I remember when we used these in the video we did on chaining up. And also, of course, a trusty work lamp. And he used, actually, it is an electric one, but he used to plug it into the generator that was in the trailer. And this is the famous jack that that Dave used in the YouTube short that we did about the old trucker playing a trick on Dave. That's it right there. Still got it. Probably going to hang on to that. So our next project is we're going to visit this beast, this blue beast behind me, and check it out, and we'll keep you posted and tell you what our plans are with the truck after we have a little tour through it. So in typical smart trucking fashion, we'll end this video with stay safe, keep the rubber side down, and we'll see you on the back haul.